Welcome everybody back to the Bush and Me show. We're back, baby.
We are back. We are back. We are back. Man, we had to take a little hiatus to figure some things out. Um, let's start with you, man. Where have you been, me? What's changed since we took a year off?
So we took a year off, maybe a little more than a year. We had a baby who's 9 months old now.
Yep.
Little Riley, little girl. So life's totally different. Getting in bed at 9 instead of 2 a.m. now.
Okay. Okay. Progress.
Started Me's Money Moves was a segment here we did on our show. Turned that into a business. We give out picks. I have a bunch of clients. If you're interested, check out me'smoneymoves.com. We do all sports: football, baseball, basketball. Tennis actually is one of our best systems that we have going. Had a little bumpy ride in the U.S. Open, but still going strong, up over 100 units in that. We're back to football now, so that's rolling nicely. Tell me about what you've been up to, big dog.
Yeah, man. Listen, last year we had to take some time off, and I was back in New Orleans because I wanted to explore an opportunity to be in the Saints front office with their scouting department. I started off as an intern on the coaching side, and very grateful for that opportunity. But really, at the end of the day, it just wasn't the right move for the family to make at this moment right now in life. Definitely appreciative of that opportunity, and then in 2022, we've transitioned back to Florida, and now I had an opportunity to work with Fox to be a co-analyst during their preseason games. So that really kind of excited me to get back to have an opportunity to see your face, weekly, a couple times a week, to kind of revamp Bush and Me. But that was a really great opportunity. One, to be on live TV, so and one to be, and two, to be talking Saints football. So it was really unique. It was really great, and hopefully we can continue to grow with that. And man, but listen, at the end of the day, I'm excited about Bush and Me ramping this thing back up with you.
Yes, sir. And we're
Let's
proud of you,
get it.
big dog, for going out there, getting a little TV time. You look good out there.
I tried, man. I tried. You know what they say. You got to look the part first. And
Yeah.
I had
Fake
I
it
had
till you
three
make it.
opportunities. Exactly, exactly. Definitely faking it till you're making it. But got some great feedback, man. I did. I was able to do three shows. I felt like show three was a lot better than show one. So we're going to continue to keep building on that. Let's see where that goes. But it does give me some flexibility in life.
Yeah, man. Well, we're proud of you, but we're also happy to have you back. Biggest thing I took out of that is you said you missed my face. I heard I do have a missable face, so that's good.
Yeah, I had to say that for the show, but it's all good.
We're back. Not only are we
Yes,
back, football's back. We got week one of the NFL this week.
yes.
We're going to run through some games for you guys that we've analyzed that we really like going into week one. Why don't you start for him, Big Dog? What's your first game?
I will start. And this is a very exciting matchup. This was actually one of the best games that was played in week 18 last year, 2021. We get to see a rematch of the Las Vegas Raiders and the LA Chargers. I love this matchup right here. The Chargers are the 3-point favorite here. I do feel like the Raiders, they went out in the preseason, they won every single game. The Chargers lost every single game. Obviously, that doesn't count, but you want to start when I'm looking at it from the chart from the Raiders side, you want to establish a winning culture. And going 4-0, I think is significant. And plus, when you make the moves that you've made, I believe that the Raiders have a good opportunity. But I do believe that this Chargers secondary is going to get tested versus this Raiders receiving group. This Raiders receiving core this week. J.C. Jackson, he's questionable. And then you got Asante Samuel, and you got newly paid safety Derwin James going up against newly free agent acquired from Green Bay, Devontae Adams. He's linking back up with
Mm-hmm.
his friend Derek Carr. So that's exciting. You have Darren Waller, who's top 3 tight end in the league. And then you got the route specialist, Hunter Renfro. So that's going to be a very exciting matchup. I do think that Derek Carr has every single weapon. And I believe he has something to prove this year. He has all the pieces that are in place. I want to see if he's going to be able to take that next step. I do like the quarterback because he does get the ball out in a timely fashion. But now it's really up to see if he can make those plays in the big games and take this team deep into the playoffs. I will say this. kind of to piggyback on the Raiders' offense a little bit, the offensive line is a big question mark for me. I want to see how they're going to be able to hold up. And they got to figure out how they're going to hold up against Joey Bosa and the Chargers. I'm not going to sit here and just talk about the Raiders the whole time. The Chargers made a couple key acquisitions as well, and their biggest one being Khalil Mack on the other side of Joey Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see that matchup, especially as a former big man. And if we're going to stay on the topic of defense, the Raiders got so much stronger as well. Now you got Chandler Jones on the other side of Max Crosby. I'm telling you, the Raiders are a team right now. They look damn good on paper. So I'm just really excited to see this matchup. I'm taking the Raiders this week. I'm taking the Raiders to upset the Chargers in LA.
I like it. If we made our picks, this one just missed my list. I like it. Opened at 4. It's down to 3.5 now, so you get that extra hook. You could lose by the field goal and you still win your play. But like you said, I think the Raiders could pull this one out. I got to dig into my stat book because the stat man's back. If the show's back, the stat man's back. Uh,
Stat man, where are
Raiders,
you?
Raiders. There's a new regime there with Josh McDaniels coming in, and I love what he's doing there. Like you said, they won all their preseason games, but the Raiders are 5-1 against the spread the last 6 week ones. 5-1 against the spread. They're prepared. It's the same quarterback, same. Devontae's there, his college buddy. But it's the same preparation that they go to week 1, and they've won 5 out of 6 times. So I like these Raiders as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good information for you guys that want to, guys and girls that want to that want to put a little money down to potentially make a little something here come week 1. Give me your first game.
My first game, I'm going to give you, scoot over a little bit, big dog, because I'm coming down to South Beach.
There we
Patriots and
go.
Dolphins, the big rivalry matchup in week 1.
I love it.
Dolphins brought in Mike McDaniel, new coach coming over from San Francisco. Patriots still got Belichick hanging on strong. Um, this total, though, I'm not going with a side. The total, 46.5. For those of you that don't know what that means, it means both teams combined score has to be over or under 46.5 for Vegas. This is the highest total between these two teams in the last 6 meetings. So dating back to September of 2019, this number hasn't been that high. Usually a low-scoring game, usually 2 defensive-minded coaches. But like I said, McDaniel came in, and he's looking to spread the ball around, not to mention Tyreek Hill. Tua could
Hmm.
get the ball to him and Jalen Waddle. I mean, they got a lot of weapons there. So where am I going? I'm going with the over in this one. A lot of people are thinking this could be a low-scoring game. Vegas doesn't, though. That's why they have the number so high. There are 7 games on the board this weekend with a lower total than this. So they're expecting points. I'm going points. Mac Jones and Tua. Going to be a great matchup heading in this AFC East division for years to come. They faced each other twice last year. Miami was 2-0. And the game that was in Miami had 57 points combined. This game's in Miami as well. I think they're going to put up a lot of points here. I'm going over 46.5.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Bill Belichick. I've had opportunity to listen to I guess some of his game plan, his pressers. He's had New England and Miami. They're going to be in Miami for a total of 5 days. So I think he understands the element of heat and being acclimated. I don't know if that's going to change anything as far as the outcome, but I do think he's trying to put these guys in the right position possible. But I like this Dolphins team. This is another team just like the Raiders. They put a lot of key pieces in place. You go out and get Tyreek Hill, like you said. Then they go and shore up that offensive line with Connor Williams and my people, Teron Armstead. So, he's going to have more protection talking about Tua. He's going to have more weapons. You got a new scheme. You got 3 burners at running back. I'm excited about the Miami Dolphins. I love the pick. Game 2 for me. Well, if we're going to stay, on the topic of teams that I've played for, we got to go to the dirty down there to that ATL. Those
Mm,
Saints go into Atlanta this week.
mm.
1 o'clock kickoff, baby. The Saints are 5.5 point um, favorite by five and
Favorite
a half
period.
points. Mariota guy comes over from the Raiders, since we're still talking about that. He comes over, he gets his opportunity to be the quarterback. He wins the job. new team, new opportunity. But here's the thing about Mariota in this situation. I believe that this team lacks weapons. I don't know if they have enough firepower on either side of the ball to get it done against pretty much a heavily loaded Saints team, in my opinion. You do have Pitts and you do have Patterson at running back, but your best receiving threat, Calvin Ridley, is suspended. You have a couple young wide receivers and Zacchaeus and Edwards, and then you have Drake London, who's your first round pick, but he's questionable right now. So I believe that the receivers are very young. They're unproven. When you go back and you look at the Saints side of the ball, they did lose two key pieces in Malcolm Jenkins and Marcus Williams, but they acquired Tyron Honey Badger, Matthew, and Marcus May in free agency. I think this is a great time for those two new safeties to get into this defense and play with the, play with the starters. Kind of get acclimated to how the Saints play their style of defense. This is going to be a tough game because this is a big time rivalry. The Atlanta Falcons do play the New Orleans Saints pretty hard. I see the Saints being able to cover this 5.5 spread. I think they're going to win this game by 7 or 10. But I just think the Saints just have too many weapons. You got Mike Thomas coming back. He spoke on that this week leading up to the game. Then you pick up one of the better route runners in Jarvis Landry in free agency. You got Chris Olave in the first round. AK looks damn good. He looked really good when he had the opportunity to play in preseason. And, I think he's taken more of a leadership role because he's got that captain nod this year. And your tight end, Adam Troutman, is developing and trending up. So I just believe it's going to be too much for ATL's defense coming out the gate this week. And that defense is shored up by Grady Jarrett on the front line. But these guys, dating back to 2021, they didn't rush the passer well enough. So I believe Jameis Winston will have a little bit of time to spread the ball around. The spread is 5.5. Like I said, this is usually a close rivalry game, but I got these guys winning by a touchdown, maybe a touchdown and a field goal.
Ooh, I like it. I guess it's an easy stay away from me. That 5.5 just seems like a funny spread. But like you said, rivalries bring the spreads down when it should look like it's 7.5. It lands on 5.5 just because people step up in that rivalry. So I'll root for you in that one, but I don't really have a lean either way.
Okay.
My second pick, I'm going to the big city of Dallas. I'm going with the
Okay.
Cowboys, man. Prime time Sunday night. They're playing Tampa Bay. They're getting 2.5 points, which is a funny line too, because anytime you see Tom Brady laying less than a field goal, you jump on it. The public jumps on it. You haven't heard much about the Cowboys all off season, and I think I like that. Usually they have a lot of hype behind them. They have a lot of noise, whether good or bad. And this year it's all been about the Eagles in the offseason. So I think the Cowboys are going to come into this season with a lot to prove, and they are going to look to make a statement in this first game. All you're hearing out of Tampa Bay, besides Jensen getting hurt at center, is Tom Brady being away from camp and having to answer questions about camp and all that stuff. And I just think that they're not going to be as prepared. There's a lot of stuff that goes on without Brady being at camp, timing with his receivers. Julio Jones, a new addition down there. He's not there for the timing. He's not going to need the preparation that some younger guys would need. But timing-wise, he needs to be there and he needs to be with his guys. And I think it's going to take a game or two for them to get that timing together. And just to throw a stat in at the end to wrap it all up, the underdog in this matchup is 5-0 against the spread the last 5 meetings. Cowboys are the underdog. I think they win this game outright, but I'll take them plus the 2.5 points.
Hey, I agree with you on that. I like your analysis there, and I think what you talked about with newly acquired receiver Julio Jones. Obviously Brady does have that good relationship with Evans and Godwin, but at the end of the day, time on task is so important in this league. Making sure that your timing is down, making sure that you're in the huddle. And usually during preseason, guys like Tom Brady, they're not going to play anyway. But you do have an opportunity in practice to get those reps. But when you miss 11 days of practice, you take that, again, time on task away from your newly acquired receivers and your offense as a whole. Now, does Brady need that? not as much as other quarterbacks will. And another thing that really kind of worries me about this Buccaneers team, you already said it. Ryan Jensen got hurt, but their second team center got hurt as well. So you're playing with maybe it's not a third team, but maybe you move somebody over, but you don't have your slated top two centers. And then last year, both of your offensive guards are gone. You lose one of them to retirement and one of them to free agency. So you got two new guys in there. So I don't know if the Buccaneers interior is going to be able to hold up. Not this week, not versus Cowboys pass rush and Michael Parsons and how he's able to rush over both tackles, guards, and the center. To be honest with you, so this guy is like a Swiss Army knife on defense. He can play off the ball. He can play on the line of scrimmage as well. So yeah, I'm right there with you with that with your analysis. I think the Cowboys are going to have an opportunity to get after Brady and the
Mi-
Bucks.
Michael Parsons this year, I think, is gonna have a year. You said it. He's gonna come out hungry. Swiss Army knife. I love it. What you got for Game 3, which should be your favorite play of the week?
I might I might be a little crazy here, me. I mean, listen, I had to take a sip
I've
of
known
water right
I've
quick.
known that, but tell the people.
I mean, I'm this is a matchup that it's very intriguing to me on maybe I won't say on paper, just the thought of this team and what they potentially can be one day under the leadership of Dan Campbell. Obviously, you know where I'm going with this. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles are going into Detroit. They are 4-point favorites, talking about the Eagles, but I think the Lions have a chance to upset the Eagles, or at least
Ooh.
or or at least keep this game really close where you could make a couple of dollars if you understand what I'm saying. But if you look at both teams on paper, to me, I think Philly has the better roster. Of course, they have the better roster. They're more talented, offensive line, I believe defensive line, receivers. But this Detroit leadership, led by Dan Campbell, this is a guy I want to see succeed. So maybe this is more of a selfish pick for me, but I played with Dan. I've got coached under Dan Campbell. And this guy comes from the Parcells and Sean Payton coaching tree. So I believe it's just a matter of time for him to have his team buy in to his coaching methods, to the way that he wants to get things done. He's going to bring fire, intensity, attention to detail. You've seen the type of atmosphere, the competitive nature that not only the players have, but the coaching staff as well. They have an all-star coaching staff with what, 8 or 9 former NFL players. So you know how determined these guys are. They want that ring. Having an opportunity to get a ring, will they get it this year? No. But you at least want to start to build that foundation. And you can see after watching the entertaining Hard Knocks that these guys are really coaching these guys from a high level. Um,
Ah,
as I talk about the coaching staff, I look at Aaron Glenn and the defensive coordinator. I want to see what kind of plan he's going to come up with Jalen Hurts. Just making sure that finding make Jalen Hurts beat you from within the pocket, because once he can extend that pocket and uh, get outside of the offense a little bit, he's able to open things up, and that's where he's at his best. He can use his feet, he can use his arms, and he can be pretty lethal out there. Um, like I said, if this game was in Philly, I would give this game to Philly, but it's Detroit. I feel like they're trying to get something going here. I think they might be able to sneak out a W, but I do believe that 4-point spread in Philly is very intriguing, just to go with the Lions for a quick play.
I like it. Stepping out on a line, like you said. Hey, Me's Money Moves. We got a VIP chat group. A lot of my guys in there are a little crazy. They'll be chugging beers during games. They'll be sending videos. A couple of them are from Michigan, and a couple of them are from Philly. So I think you just made a lot of happy of my VIPs, Michigan guys happy, and I think you pissed off a couple Philly guys. But I like it. Going out
Hey,
on a limb
listen,
to start the season.
got to. Anytime you can piss an Eagles fan off, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But no, that's a passionate fan base. You got to love it. But hey, listen, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Yes, sir. Going to my
But you
pick of the week. This
give
is
it to
my
me. Last one.
favorite play of the weekend. This is probably going to be a client play, so you guys are getting a free peek at it right now. Um, it's another division rivalry game, and just a stat for that: the past 14 years, home division dogs. What's that mean? Playing a division foe, you're at home and you're an underdog. The last 14 years, they've won 79% of the time.
Mm.
Straight up, they've won 65% of the time. They didn't even need the spread. This team falls into that category right now. It's the Minnesota Vikings against the Green Bay Packers. Spread's 1.5. I don't think we need it. I think the Vikings will win this game outright. Green Bay, you got Aaron Rodgers, right? Everybody's going to see Green Bay laying less than a field goal, and they're going to jump on them. But it's going to take time to adjust. He lost Marcus, what's his name? Valdez. He lost Devontae Adams. Sorry, I couldn't think of that one. But look at his receivers now. Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, Alan Lazard. It just doesn't scream jumping off. Those names don't jump off paper to you. But when you have a heavy dose of Alvin Cook, you got a little Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen down the field. I think Kirk Cousins can control this game enough and maybe hit one or two deep, and we can do a little dance in the end zone. My boy Jefferson. I'm not going to try to do it.
Please don't.
I think they're going to win this game outright, and it might not even be close. This could be a double-digit win for the Vikings. I love them. It's my pick of the week. Stamp it, Vikings.
Stamp it. Love it. Zadarius Smith, who was with the Packers last year, he wasn't very healthy last year, but he's with the Vikings now. And he's a little ticked off at how his time ended there, and I think he's trying to get after Aaron Rodgers. I think he has a little bit extra motivation. The way that he left that team, he's a little salty. So I'm excited to see that matchup. Wherever Zadarius Smith is lined up, I'm excited to see that. That's the stuff that I live for. The game is won and lost in the trenches. If you don't have anyone, if you don't have the unit to protect the defensive line of the opposing team, you're not going to be able to get it done. If you can't make holes and establish a new line of scrimmage and find a way to run the ball and be balanced and be a balanced offense, it's just hard to win in this game. So every game that we talk about, I always start with the trenches. I'm going to start with the trenches. That's what matters to me because that affects the outcome of a game. It's not always about sacks, but it's about getting to that quarterback, affecting his throws, making him uncomfortable, and that's exactly why I love your pick here. That's exactly why I love the Tampa Bay and Dallas Cowboys pick because I don't know if that unit in the middle is going to be able to gel enough. I like our picks this week. I think we got some surprise ones. We definitely went against the grain a little bit.
Yeah, we got 5 underdogs.
We'll make this shit interesting, man. We'll make this interesting.
Yeah.
But
I like it.
It's good to be back with you, brother. I'm not going to lie. It was a long time that we were away from each other. And, you've done your thing with Me's Money Moves, but we're back here on the Bush and Me show. And I'm excited for week 1 NFL football. It's finally here. Speaking of week 1, before we go, what are you cooking? Are you cooking anything special? Are you going anywhere to watch the games? Week 1 NFL is like a holiday. So let me know. Give me a little insight to what you're doing.
Funny you should ask. We just got a new 4-burner Blackstone grill. We just tried it out the other night. Chicken. We grilled some zucchini on there. Man, that thing is awesome. We're going to throw some meat on there this weekend.
Hold
I'm sure the wife will
back
want some vegetables.
Back it up. What did you season the chicken with?
We seasoned it. Don't worry about what I seasoned it with.
I'll send you something.
I'll send
you a bush. I'll send you a Bushrod starter seasoning pack in the mail because I'm not coming over your house and you give me some bland ass chicken. We're not doing that.
Hey, I'm gonna throw the broccoli casserole on that grill for you, dog. I know you love that broccoli casserole from last year. Yeah. One thing before we go, shout out to my boy. What's this shirt I'm wearing? Oh, MMA Shark, baby. If you guys like UFC, that's another avenue we can give you. The MMAshark.com. Check it out. My buddy's the best UFC handicapper there is. If you like watching the fights, this will give you another way to make a little money. Like we give you a little NFL, he can give you a little of that. So shout out to the MMA Shark.
Love it.
It's good to be back, baby.
It is good to be back. It's great to be back. We're gonna be tuned in. I'm smoking wings this weekend. So it's week 1. It's a holiday, so I'm gonna go get my stuff a couple days before these games start. Season them up properly.
Yeah.
I'll send you a tutorial video so you have that. And we're gonna enjoy this. So definitely tune in. Let us know what you think of our picks. If we're crazy, if you agree with us, let us know in the comments. Share, like, follow, and we appreciate everybody who puts an ear to our podcast.
Yes, sir. We'll be back with guests all throughout the season, and we'll have picks all year long. So don't miss them. We're back, baby. We'll see you guys
You know
next
what
week.
time it is.